We got the news that UPSC Prelims 2020 is supposed to be held on May 31st, got deferred, and the exam is postponed naturally. And the date is supposed to be announced by UPSC by by the middle of May, probably, maybe around 17th or 20th May, based on the developing or the evolving situations in the country, especially in relation with the COVID pandemic. Naturally, many candidates are a bit confused with regard to how to prepare in the coming days, because they were having a date in their mind, that is 31st May. They were reading current affair items probably till April or something, and they were getting ready, gearing up for the examination in May. And all of a sudden, I would say all of a sudden, there was a rapid expanse in the number of corona patients in the country, and UPSC, there was a confusion whether UPSC will defer or not, and finally I was damn sure in my one of my session, I clearly stated that UPSC will postpone prelims 2020, and that definitely happened. And now many candidates are a bit confused regarding whether they should continue their preparation for current affairs or whether they should focus on conventional areas. And again, if they are focusing on conventional areas, what they should read with. Some people used to imagine or used to think that UPSC already would have would have printed the question paper, and then what is the point in reading current affairs further? This is a wrong thought. This is a stupid thought on the part of many candidates. UPSC haven't ever have done that. UPSC wouldn't have printed the question paper without taking into affair the current situation existing or evolving in the country. This naturally means if you have read current affairs precisely till April 2020, I would say my strong recommendation, this is just a recommendation, this is certainly not an advice, it is a strong recommendation that you should continue reading prelims, from prelims point of view, current affairs at least till the end of July. I repeat, there are predominantly high chances that the exam shall be placed somewhere at the end of August, or maybe somewhere at the beginning or by the half of September, and that is probably a Sunday, depending on the situation, depending on how this pandemic is going to evolve. Naturally, a candidate should not stop reading current affairs wherever he stopped. He need to continue the reading process, and that should be continued at least till the end of July. This is very important, because if you skip those things that happened in April, those things that are happening currently in May, and those things that are supposed to happen, that are going to happen in July, that will be a severe loss on the part of candidate, because you are skipping almost 90 days, which are very crucial from the current affair point of view. So all candidates should make it evidently clear that you need to continue reading your current affairs from where you stopped. Go back to the newspapers from the beginning of April 1st or April 2nd, probably, maybe from April 1st week, that is where you stopped exactly. Take back those newspapers. Maybe your online edition would be available probably, and start reading immediately and cover them systematically, area by area. As I stated in my previous session, how to read current affair, I already did 2 sessions on how you should read current affair related to precise areas. In the last session, we discussed about how to prepare for current affair for history and culture. So naturally, read them area by area and continue this process. Every month you have 30 newspapers probably with you. 30 different questions can be expected from these 30 newspapers, and go on reading, keep on reading, and continue working in this area at least till the end of July. Only when you come to the ending days of July or closing days of the month of July, that you can be sure that you have done your current affairs properly. If this is not happening, I am telling you very frankly that you may miss certain crucial questions with regard to UPSC Prelims 2020. That is what I'm supposed to say about your current affair preparation, and up to which extent you should read newspapers. That is definitely till the end of July. Our regular updation is required, and once you cover till the end of July, what you should do is that reading newspapers is not a difficult task, provided you are ready to work properly. What you should do is that once you cover, imagine you covered up to this much. Maybe you covered reading newspapers for one full week. That is from the 1st to the 7th of May. I'm just giving this date for convenience. You read newspapers from the 1st to the 7th of May. You have covered newspapers for a period of 7 days probably. That means it's time for revision. You need to go back. You need to rewind whatever you have read. You need to try to memorize whatever came in front of your eyes, whatever items are important, and you need to establish a background history of these items. Today, when I am presenting this video, when I'm taking this video, shooting this, obviously a very sad news had touched us that in Visakhapatnam, almost a large number of people, more than 20 people died and more than 500 people are affected severely. Naturally, one particular gas item had leaked from the factory at Visakhapatnam, and even that gas item is today a potential news area, a potential question area, and the candidate should get to know what happened exactly there and what was that specific gas item that leaked out from the LG factory at Visakhapatnam. So this is the prudence of a candidate precisely. So if you don't revise newspapers on a regular basis, that is in every 7 days, you may actually lose your sight of what you read and things go on accumulating and you will find it extremely difficult to connect all these areas. So in every 7 days, stop reading newspapers, then go for an analysis of whatever you have read, identify the background history of those areas, connect them, link them with subject area. Any item you see or you read in the newspaper, you can link it with any specific subject area. Just connect it with any specific subject area, and once that connection is properly established, read that area and move forward. Thus continue with this revision process in every 7 day. That means the 7th day is not for taking rest definitely, but it is definitely for working on your current affair area, precisely on the newspaper area. And once you are continuing this process in a simultaneous manner, in a regular and incessant manner, you are almost ready for writing your examination. And as I stated, if the exam is supposed to be held in September, you need to read entire current affair or news items till the end of July. There should be no change in that. This is the first part of my discussion today. And moving on to the second part. Second part is relatively simple. Again, what should you read when you get some extra days from May 31st? Continue reading your conventional areas. Nothing wrong because you are already preparing for May 31st. You already know conventional areas, plus read for mains exam too, because we know very well that once prelims are held on a later date, on a postponed date, then the gap between the result declaration of prelims and the first mains examination paper shall be comparatively very less, and this extra time given for you people is definitely for preparing for the mains examination. You need to seriously identify with yourself with the main syllabus, familiarize yourself with the main syllabus, link whatever you have read for prelims with the mains area. It has a corresponding mains area, except ethics paper. Ethics is only the paper which does not have a corresponding area in prelims definitely. Identify that area and read that area also extensively, which means if you're currently preparing for prelims examination alone, stop doing that right now and start preparing for prelims come mains. This is very important. If you're systematically and strategically preparing, scientifically preparing for prelims plus mains examination, maybe in the coming 60 or 75 days naturally, within which we can contain the corona pandemic as expected, that will be an extra edge for you people, because unlike other candidates who are working exclusively on prelims, you were also working on mains examination on a syllabus point of view. Please don't prepare for mains without putting syllabus in your front. Whenever you read an article from the mains point of view, connect that article with the mains area, whatever it is. Maybe the constitutional scheme of another country. That is an area of discussion. There is some reference with regard to the constitution of USA, from where we have taken fundamental rights, which is known as American Bill of Rights. Naturally, it is a mains area linked with the constitution of another nation or another country, that is USA, from we have borrowed main things like fundamental rights or definite things like fundamental rights, and identify how the US constitutional scheme works. In such a manner, this is just an example, in such a manner, connect. Imagine you read something about Second World War, which is definitely a world history area and which is there for GS paper 1. Connect that area, that is a news item probably, or that is something you read. Connect that area with the precise mains area that is given in the syllabus. Identify that area and read further on that area. This is how a candidate should prepare for the coming days, which is supposed to be a prelims come mains preparation, and maybe once the date is announced by UPSC, you can continue the same until and unless you can stop it almost 1 month before the newly fixed date for the examination, that is the newly appointed date for the examination. Say for example, the newly appointed date is September 1st, or imagine it is September 2nd. Then you can stop your prelims come mains reading exactly by August 2nd, can read that till August 2nd, and then you can dedicate yourself. That 30 days or maybe 29 days is sufficient for you. You can dedicate for that 29 days again exclusively for prelims. This should be the strategy a candidate should follow, because prelims 2020 has become almost unpredictable with UPSC itself currently not speaking anything for the appointed date of the examination. A candidate has to be very careful with regard to his preparation, and now onwards prepare for prelims come mains, and exactly 29 days before the appointed date, the newly appointed date of the examination, stop mains preparation, keep apart the main syllabus, and again focus yourself exclusively on prelims. Again, I repeat the main point of my discussion: continue reading current affairs. Please don't stop reading current affairs. Continue reading current affairs, and it is very much important for you people that you continue reading current affairs at least by the end of July, so that you are cementing your preparation like anything. And you can definitely, this is an assurance from my side, you can expect questions from current affairs maybe in May, and definitely in the month of June, and highly certainly in the month of July. So to avoid a mark, we can say a low scoring strategy, and to bring in a high scoring strategy, continue reading current affair, go for a prelims come mains preparation with main syllabus in your front, continue reading mains areas too along with prelims area, and stop reading mains only 29 days before the examination, and then again continue preparing exclusively for prelims examination. Once the strategy is properly implemented, I'm damn sure that a candidate can score high in UPSC prelims 2020. Thank you.